Joining us now by phone to talk about recovery efforts in Houston is General Patrick Hamilton. He's the dual status commander for the Texas National Guard. General, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you.
Let's start with this mandatory evacuation order by Mayor Sylvester Turner. He ordered nearly 300 people out of their homes by 7 a.m. this morning, and let's take a listen to what he had to say earlier.
The situation cannot continue, and it's not going to improve. It's not going to get better. The Corps of Engineers is still releasing water, but it is posing an increased hazard and increased danger for the people who are choosing to stay in their homes or in the apartment complex, and it's posing an increasing danger for our first responders.
So the deadline for that evacuation has passed. What is the current status of those homes, General? Do we know? And how much longer will the Army Corps of Engineers be releasing reservoir water?
Well, I don't know the status on the continued release. That's going to be Corps of Engineers sends an update on that, and I don't have a projection right now. I would tell you most of those homes are flooded right now, and in the state of Texas, the only two people who can order an evacuation are a mayor and a county judge, and so we leave it to those city officials to make that decision, and we provide the support necessary to support either an evacuation or sheltering those folks. We support all the entities who do that.
Yeah, let's talk more about that. On Face the Nation this morning, Mayor Turner said that the city of Houston needs to focus on debris removal and housing for people. So could you go into a little bit more detail? What is the role currently of the National Guard in recovery efforts at this moment and then moving forward?
Well, and realize our National Guard active duty units, other federal agencies are supporting all the way from Corpus Christi to Port Arthur, and all different kinds of mission in the evolution of that disaster, from evacuations to points of distribution to finally debris removal, and we do that at the guidance and request of the local officials, and so we have substantial forces in the entire area of impact, from all the way from Corpus Christi to Port Arthur, and we are ready to respond when those requests come up. The state will tell us that this is a request we go do, and we go execute and support those local officials.
And from what you and your men and women have observed, has looting been an issue at all?
We have, honestly, from my perspective and talking with law enforcement, it has been a very small issue. Very few of those kind of events have come up. And anything that we would do from that perspective will be in support of law enforcement agencies. They are the lead in that, and we'll provide support at their request.
Well, last week we saw rescue crews conducting individual home checks to ensure people had left flooded houses. Is that still happening in Houston or in Beaumont, for example?
Yes, absolutely. Doing house-to-house assistance, knock on the door. Sometimes at the beginning, people decided they wanted to stay. That's fine. After a few days with no water or food, they'll come back out again, and we'll go door to door with the local officials and other agencies and help them get out.
From your perspective, what do you think the area needs right now in terms of resources going forward?
Well, we continue to focus on rescue operations and evacuations in areas in East Texas, which are still flooding significantly, and a little bit on the Brazos River south of Houston, where there has been some increased flooding. We've got elements down there supporting search and rescue. That's always our number one thing: search, rescue, and evacuation. The follow-on part of that mission, we continue to focus heavily on that, are points of distribution for commodities like water and food. We support all of the local officials there. We have flooded the area at the governor's direction, and this is where the system was overwhelmed from the beginning in this storm. And to the governor and the Adjutant General of Texas' credit, what was a pull system became a push system, where they didn't have to worry about figuring out how to ask for something. They pushed it to the area. We have our troops in the area ready to support and taking the initiative so that they don't have to ask for a lot. We're there to help. And when they tell us, hey, we got it, we're good, we turn around and back up and look for somebody else to try to help. But right now we have substantial amount of assets, federal, state, National Guard from other states providing that support to those local officials.
Well, I know there are a lot of people who are so incredibly grateful for the work of the Texas National Guard. General Patrick Hamilton, thanks so much for that update. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Elaine.